It's another early morning, and you've guessed it, we're out after fallow again. This time of year, which is sort of February time, we tend to find we have much better luck on fallow in particular in the mornings than any other time of day. Tend to find that in the mornings they're out sort of when it's still dark, but if you've got a thermal you can get into them pretty easily and then wait for the sun to come up. And a lot of the time they lose track of, or seem to lose track of the time, and actually stay out grazing quite a long time into the morning. Here we've just crept round the base of this field and spotted a couple of fallow out by the fence line on our left-hand side. The way this sort of field, the gradient sort of goes up to the right, it's more than likely that there's more of them out there, but the risk you have of moving any further to the left and trying to get a better view is that more and more of them will spot you. And what they tend to do is graze up the hill, so actually as you edge round, you might suddenly find you're in kind of full view of quite a large number of them. So tend to try and position ourselves that you can at least make sure you've got one in your crosshairs before doing anything else. So with the first one down, our cover was well and truly blown, so tried repositioning round to the left to get a better shot on another one.
Shut up.
Quite sure why, but excitement clearly got the better of the dog, and she let out a little squeal there. She finds this incredibly exciting.
Sit down.
In situations like this, I always find it's beneficial to stay standing still for a little while, because you'll often find that the fallow will circle for a little bit, and sometimes they may even come back to the original shot site to investigate what's going on, and particularly where we are stood here, we've got the woodland to our left and behind us, so the fallow in reality want to come either into that bit to our left or want to come behind us. So here you'll see they just come to the crest of that hill, I think wanting to come into the woodland pretty much where we're stood. I got the rifle ready, but very quickly realised they were completely skylined and we weren't going to get a shot at them. Amazingly, they came incredibly close, but sadly were entirely skylined the entire way down as they came, until eventually they twigged us and decided to scarper.
Sit down.
So I thought we were going to completely blank this morning, sorry. But basically came into a field that sort of coincidentally we've had on film quite a few times. I say coincidentally purely because we've had success in here, and I've remembered to bring my camera most times when I come to this field. we tend to find the fallow kind of where I'm stood now. So the fact I came down and round and none of them were here, I thought, oh god, we're gonna blank. But actually, as we kind of crept round the corner, there was a group of sort of, I think, about 6 or 8 does, just along a fence line about 160 metres away. The natural kind of like curve of the hill, you may not have actually quite seen them on camera, but I could literally just see their heads. It was 160 metres, so I wasn't going to attempt headshots. I managed to kind of creep along a little bit with the sticks until I could get a clear chest shot. One of them took that. Funnily enough, the group then moved, so I was able to get a clear chest shot at another one. You'll have just seen on kind of footage, the rest of the group then didn't really know where to go, and they were probably only, I don't know, 10 metres away from us, and they were coming right towards us. Dog was going absolutely mental for some reason this morning, and it would have been amazing to have finished a couple more of them off, but they were just like sort of just on the cusp of kind of skyline. I mean, they weren't safe for headshots, but you might have just got away with a body shot on them. But the risk of doing something like that, I never particularly like doing it. So we've got 2 down, which is a great result. Noticed, so we're the 1st of February now, and the last time I was out was I don't know, like the 24th of Jan or something, and it is getting much lighter, much quicker. Sorry, the reason my eyes are darting off is that group of fallow have actually come back. So you can just see them there on the skyline. So I'm going to get the gun ready just in case we get a 2nd or 3rd attempt. So there is deer number 2. We were stood just there, so took a shot. This one here, which is a little yearling buck. So ranged this fence post, which is 160 metres, so had him first. The deer sort of ran up the hill and then back down to try and jump this fence to get in, so that's where I had the 2nd one there. And then they ran back up this hill and we were stood down in there, and that's where we could see that sort of view of them completely skylined there. Some reason when I was kind of doing the talking to camera bit, they sort of came back, they kept buggering off and then coming back to top of this hill. I think, to be honest, they want to get back into that bit of wood. The wood sort of, we've got like a long thin bit of it here. I mean, you can see it's thin in every respect, both in terms of cover but also kind of physical distance, whereas the main bulk of the wood's down there. So I imagine they wanted to get back in there, and that's why they kept kind of circling back to here. I thought we might get another shot at them because they were sort of running as if they were going to come back down back to here again, but they didn't. They ended up sort of clearing off up into there. We're going to go and get the car, and it may be that when we come back to clear up these, they're sort of walking back through here to try and get filter back in, but we'll see. So dog was pretty hyperactive this morning, not sure quite why. Maybe it's because we haven't been out for a few days because I've had man flu, but this is a kind of little yearling fawn, so this year's really shot's a little bit far forward and it's just pinged the back of the shoulder, so game dealer's going to be slightly upset with me. The other one is kind of textbook chest shot, so very happy with those, both with 130 grain fox bullets. Still zero complaints. I think we've had about 60 something deer off this farm alone, all with the 130 and 150 grain fox bullets, and they just work. So yeah, no complaints here. I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. Please remember to comment, like and subscribe, and we'll hopefully catch you on the next one.